Just look at this beauty. These earrings are stunning, and if you like them and want to learn how to make them, keep watching this video. I'll walk you through the process step by step. Hi, I'm Olena. Hello. I'm so happy to see you here on my YouTube channel. I decided to create a black and gold earring collection. I actually made a similar collection about 2 years ago and it sold out very quickly. So I wanted to revisit the idea, but of course in a new way. I never copy my design. Today I'll be using washi tapes, paper tapes. By the way, I store them in plastic bags sorted by color. This makes it very easy to find what I need, and it also helps prevent them from drying out, since they have a light adhesive that can degrade over time. I also have another box with slightly wider tapes. For example, this one with a vintage theme. I'll be using it. And here is one of my favorites, the Starry Night inspired tape. I don't have much of it left, but it's always very popular. So this is how I organize my tapes. It makes it easy to find different colors and designs by theme. A small tip from me to you. Of course, Sonia is here helping me as always. She loves it when I work in my studio, especially when there is a bit of sunlight to warm up in. It's still quite cold, even so it's already spring. So let's continue with our tutorial. First, thank you for watching my videos, liking them and leaving your comments. By the way, my videos about washi paper tapes are among the most popular on my channel. I've already shown different methods of working with them, but this technique is one of the simplest and one of my absolute favorites. Today I'll be using this set of paper rolls in black, gold and touch of white to create something elegant, pieces that would be perfect for evenings or special occasions. As I mentioned, this style is extremely popular. I've been collecting these paper rolls over the past 2 years. I don't buy them in large quantities. I prefer to curate them gradually. For the base, I'll be using wooden blanks that I've already prepared and painted. If you remember, I made a separate video showing how I prepare these wooden blanks. Today I'll be working with ones coated in black acrylic. They come in different sizes and shapes, and I'll use a few for this project. I also have some ready-made black earrings that came in a set with other colors, as well as metal blanks painted black. These are factory-made pieces that I purchased. And I also have some black plastic bases. One of them has a small crack, so I'm thinking about how I might hide it using the paper tape. For tools, I'll be using a craft knife and a pair of small sharp scissors to trim the edges neatly. So I take 2 wooden blanks, and probably the hardest part begins, choosing the design. There are so many options and I need to combine them in a way that feels right to me. As I said before, I never repeat the same design. As a creator, I always want each piece to be unique, and the people who buy them appreciate that individuality as well. First, I lay out the different paper designs and experiment with combinations. This step can easily take 15 to 20 minutes. It's really where creativity takes over. Finally, I made my choice. I start by drawing a light line down the center to help position the first strip evenly. If you have more experience, this step isn't necessary, but it helps me save time when aligning everything. These paper tapes already have adhesive, so I don't use any extra glue. I cut a small piece, place it carefully, and check whether it positioned symmetrically. If I need it, I adjust it, but I don't press down firmly right away. Once I'm happy with the placement, I gently smooth it with my hand, being careful not to scratch or damage the pattern. Then I repeat the same process for the second piece. There's no rush. I usually listen to music while working, sometimes enjoying the scent of candles as well. And now the first two strips are in place. I always work on a pair at a time, so I don't mix up the layers order. This way both parts of the earrings develop together step by step. What I love about this type of washi paper is that if I don't like the design, I can easily change it at any point. Even so, it has adhesive, it's not too strong, and that's exactly why we later seal the earrings to protect them and make them more durable. Step by step, I finish the first pair. The process stays the same throughout, nothing new, just repeating the same methods with different washi paper rolls. Once the design is complete, I trim the excess using the craft knife. The paper is very thin, so it cuts easily and allows for clean edges. The only downside is that it's quite sticky. It tends to cling to your knife, your fingers, even your workspace. And somehow, despite working carefully, little pieces end up everywhere. So here's the first piece ready. Look at it. This is the first part. In total, it took me about an hour to complete all. That's probably because I already have experience working with different types of washi paper. On metal, by the way, it looks especially beautiful. Here's a red version, very striking. I'm not even sure how to classify the style, maybe something ethnic, but honestly, I focus on what looks beautiful to me. There are different shapes, but the wooden ones are still my favorite. Now comes the finishing stage. I cover the front with either Mod Podge or varnish, depending on the material. Then I carefully finish the edges and seal the back with varnish. For wooden bases, I use varnish. For metal, I prefer Mod Podge, usually in matte finish. Take a look at this piece. You can still see a damaged area underneath. The paper didn't fully conceal it, so I had an idea. What if I cut off the damaged section and reshape the earring? It's a good quality plastic base. It's worth trying. We'll see how it turns out. Next, I use a professional gold maker to finish edges. It dries quickly and sometimes I apply 2 layers, depending on the result. I work slowly and carefully to avoid damaging either the front or the back. At this stage, once the design is done, there is actually quite a bit of detailed work left. Finishing takes more time than creating the initial design because every idea needs to be brought to life properly. Once everything is sealed, I let the pieces dry. Unfortunately, I lost the recording of that part. While they were drying, I checked the weather outside, and it was snowing with rain, and we were working on a birdhouse at the same time. Now everything is dry and it looks beautiful. It's time to drill holes and move on to assembly. I use an electric drill. Some pieces already have holes, so that part is easy. For assembly, I use gold-plated hooks to match the golden elements in the design. The process is simple. Take a jump ring, open it, connect it to the hook, and close it again. Nothing complicated. And here we have our first finished earring. It looks amazing. I continue working through the remaining pieces in the same way. But before I show you the full collection, I have to say happy birthday to my cat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sonia. Happy birthday to you. You're 14 today, Sonia. Happy birthday. Okay. Happy birthday, baby. 14 years old. Bon appetit. And here it is, the full collection. Black and gold earrings made with washi paper. I think they turn out beautifully. Each one has a different design and combination. Even the small ones look stylish and elegant. I also made a few stud earrings. For example, this red one, I might adjust later if I need it. This one includes black onyx, and I refined the designs a bit. And the yellow ones look especially cute. If you like this video, please give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I'm also preparing another collection, summer-inspired earrings. I've already done some test pieces, and I'll show them in the next video, along with some vintage designs using lace. This is just the beginning, and I'll definitely create a full video about it. Oh, and remember the piece where I cut off the damaged part? Look at this, it's actually turned out amazing. When I removed the damaged part and sealed with the varnish, it came a completely new, beautiful piece. What do you think? Bye bye, see you soon.